Good morning, everyone. Today we have with us Honourable Gwede Mantashe, South Africa's Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy. We're here today in Juba, South Sudan, and we have a few questions for you. This week is the first time a South African delegation has joined South Sudan Oil Power. What do you hope to come out of the event, and can we expect any new deals between the two countries?
We're expecting acceleration of the implementation of the Standing Memorandum of Understanding that we're having. We signed a Memorandum of Understanding in 2018, so that we will have to implement it. And from there we can build new opportunities, new developments, add value to the economy.
And what is your ministry's agenda for 2022 and 23, your short-term outlook?
In 2022-23, we wish we can start developing the oil block that we've agreed to work on. We're hoping to have an agreement on the geological mapping. That's why we have Council for Geoscience with us. And we're hoping if we can do those two things, then we'll have kickstarted the program. That should be, in the long term, a big project.
It's true. South Africa has been a steadfast partner of South Sudan. What areas do you see having the highest potential for further collaboration?
The biggest potential with South Sudan is on energy and mining. That's the biggest potential. As a young economy, commodity economics is a kickstarter of an economy. Then we can develop value addition on top of those. That's where the potential is. Agriculture is always forgotten. It's also an area that we should look into. My belief is that Africa can feed itself, it can feed Europe, it can feed the Middle East.
And do you see any collaboration between South Sudan and South Africa in terms of the mid and downstream industries?
We need to. I don't think that is a choice. If we start working together in the oil and gas industry, we'll have to work throughout the value chain. Okay. If we don't work together throughout the value chain, then we're going to be a pit-to-pot economy.
And what is your medium and long-term outlook for South Africa's energy industry?
We have got a plan in South Africa called the Integrated Resource Plan, the ARP 2019, which we are revisiting. Our view is that there is pressure to transition to cleaner energy. But our argument is that we can't be treated the same as Europe, where we're told to switch off coal, for example. We must actually phase in and phase out. We must be able to have a combination of technologies moving and transitioning from high carbon emission to low carbon emissions. So in my own view is that coal will be with us a long time. Oil and gas are going to be critical in the transition. Nuclear is one of the best options that we're having, and therefore a combination of technology will save our economy.
Touching on what you said about gas, this month the Virginia gas project came online, South Africa's first commercial LNG facility. What is the significance of this project, and do you see any other LNG developments in the pipeline?
South Africa has been working on LNG. That's one objective that we've been working on for the last 2 or 3 years. And the reason that we put emphasis on LNG is because we import gas. We're exploring for new gas deposits in South Africa. But we can't wait for that discovery before we do and push the industry. We're importing LNG is going to be a change agent in terms of the energy. And we're hoping that from LNG we'll develop LPG as well. That means bottled gas can grow as a sector.
And what role will regional collaboration play in your LNG plans?
The biggest import of gas will be from Mozambique now, readily. Then we're looking into the region, and therefore our integrated development as a region is going to be important. One of the emphases that we're making, that's why we're here today, and from here our delegation goes to Niger, is because we're emphasizing the importance of increasing intra-Africa trade, rather than always look very far to develop economies. Let's trade amongst ourselves, develop ourselves, play a role of an integrated economy. The Free Africa Trade Agreement is a very important agreement in the continent.
You mentioned Mozambique. Namibia has just made 2 large-scale discoveries this year. Does South Africa have any plans to work with Namibia?
Namibia is our neighbor. So, you know, one thing about neighbors, you don't choose them. They are next to you. You are forced to work with them. That's why if there is a problem in any of the neighbors, we feel it. When there's prosperity, we'll feel it. So we'll work with Namibia. And we're hoping that that oil is stretching into our own oceans. And we're hoping that we can also make a discovery together, have a new area of oil production in the continent.
And what message do you have for investors looking at both South Africa and South Sudan?
Investors must, investors must appreciate the fact that we have the deposits, they have the money. We must work together and create wealth. And it is the creation of wealth out of the products we're having that is important for an investor. An investor comes where they will be able to create wealth.
Thank you so much. That is all the questions I have for you today. I know you have a busy day ahead of you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again.